Hi everyone, Module 4, Lesson 10 homework. The objective is to use the addition of adjacent angle measures, so those are angles that are right next to each other, to solve problems using a symbol for the unknown angle measure. So these are like missing addend, missing minuend. Sometimes they're two steps. So remember to look back at your problem set, and it will help you to do your homework because the problems are mostly almost exact except for the numbers or the angle measurements. Also, you only have to answer or work the problems that are circled, but this video will show all of the problems. Let's begin. So you're going to write an equation and solve for the measurement of x, the angle x, and verify the measurement using a protractor. So you want to double check. So we can tell that DCB is a right angle, and we know that a right angle equals 90 degrees. We know one part, which is 35. So it's like a part whole. So we know one part, and we know the whole, we need the other part. So that means we need to divide. Oh my goodness gracious, subtract. So we know the whole, which is 90, and we know the part, which is 35, and if we subtract, and I know that I did not decompose because it was difficult to do in this slide, but we decompose the 9 and make it 8, and this becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. So x equals 55 degrees. So 55 degrees plus 35 degrees equals 90 degrees. And you can double check that with a protractor. Now, this is rotated, but this, again, angle HGF is a right angle, which means it's 90 degrees. So that is missing right here. So we're going to say that we know that the total is 90 degrees. We do know one part, which is 62 degrees. We don't know another part, which is x. So we can say we know the whole, and we know one part, and we want to find the other part. So 90 minus 62 is 28 because we decompose the 9. So we're left with 8 tens. This is 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. So 62 plus 28 equals 90. So x equals 28 degrees. Now, angle JKL is a straight angle, and we know that straight angles are 180 degrees. So we know the whole, and we know one part, which is 145 degrees, and we need the other part. So part, whole. We know the whole and one part. We need to find the other part, which means subtraction. So 180 minus 145. If we decompose, that becomes 7, and this becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 4 is 3. So 145 degrees plus 35 degrees equals 180 degrees. So x degrees equals 35 degrees. Same thing here. PQR is a straight angle. It is rotated, but it's straight. So we know the total, and we know one part. So for part, whole, we do need to, we know the whole and one part. So to find the other part, we subtract. So 180 minus 16 is 10 minus 6 is 4. 7 minus 1 is 6. So 16 plus 164 equals 180 degrees. So x degrees is 164 degrees. Don't forget your symbol. So we're going to try to solve this. Now we know that RST is 180 degrees. We know two parts, but we're missing one. So we know the total, and we know two parts. We're trying to find the other part. So first we have to add up the parts that we do know. So 70 plus 35 is 105. So that's the part, and we have to figure out the other part because we know the total. So the total, 180, minus the part, 105, is 75. So 70 degrees plus 75 degrees plus 35 degrees equals 180 degrees. It's the same thing over here. It's part, total. But we only know part, and the total. We need the other part. So first we add the two parts together. 73 plus 72 is 145. Then we can subtract that from the total. 180 minus 145 is 35. 35 degrees plus 73 degrees plus 72 degrees equals 180 degrees. And I know I'm going quickly, but you need to do this work and show the work. So here we are. The following figure, DEFH, is a rectangle. So we do know that all of these angles are right angles. Without a protractor, determine the measurement of GEF and write an equation. Well, we know that DEF is 90 degrees. So we know that this whole is 90 degrees. So we know 90 degrees minus that 74 degrees will give us 16 degrees because 90 minus 74 is 16. So angle GEF equals 16 degrees. And I believe that is our last problem. So thank you for working so hard on your homework. And, oh, nope, I spoke too soon. This is the last problem. So this is kind of a flashback to lessons 1 and 2. So you have to follow these directions. Draw 2 points, Q and R, and draw a line. It has 2 arrows. It goes on forever in both directions, Q, R. So it goes through Q and through R. Plot a point S somewhere between Q and R. So I put that right here. And again, yours doesn't have to look identical to mine. This is just an example. Plot a point T, which is not on line QR. So I put the T over here. And draw line segment TS. And we know it's a line segment because there are no arrows. Find the measure of QST and RST, and then write an equation that shows that. Now, we do know that QSR is 180 degrees. So we have to figure out the measure of both of those and write an equation. So I know the QSR or QST plus RST is 180 degrees. And I know that RST, I measured it, is 113 degrees because we have the vertex here right in the middle. SR is right on the 0, and we come, and it's 113. Now yours is going to be different because, quite frankly, you're going to draw it differently. So if I know that 1 is 113, we know that the total, 180, minus 113 is 77. So QST should be 77 degrees. And we'd have to flip the protractor to figure that out. But that's the equation to prove what these angles are measured. And again, I wrote angle RST is 113 degrees. Angle QST is 77 degrees. And I believe that is the last problem. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.